it's all about cooperative, working together gameplay. The story starts out at the very beginning of the Voltron series and goes to the main story arc to the end. You play basically 5 different styles of gameplay. You start out in lion mode, so you pick your favorite lion. You play up to 4 other people, 5 people all together in co-op online, 2-player local. If your lion gets beat up by Zarkon's forces, the drill troopers knock you down, or you get knocked out by a tank, you get ejected, so you go into what's called survival mode or pilot mode, where you're running around trying to stay alive, where your buddies are hopefully guarding you, supporting you, and making sure you don't die, because you share a life pool. So it's a cooperative game. We want to encourage people to work together and yell at each other over their headsets. And so we're trying to encourage people to watch each other's backs. When you get ejected, after about 10 seconds, your line comes back to life, re-energizes. You can hop back into it and then sort of continue on. In line mode, it's a twin-stick shooter, but also melee. So because it's paws, claws, and jaws, we wanted to not only just have the shooting element from a twin-stick shooter, but also the ability to pounce on tanks and tear them up. You use the left and right bumpers to claw at them. You can jump up and hit flying enemies and bring them down to the ground. So there's a lot of melee aspects kind of woven into the shooting elements too.
How does the co-op work when you form Voltron?
Right, that was the trickiest part. So I mentioned the lion mode, the pilot mode. The forming Voltron is a whole sequence too. So when you encounter a roe beast for the first time, you're in lion form or in your lion, and you're wearing them down, just like the show, right? And eventually you wear them down to a certain point, or in the show they kind of realize, hey, it's about time, we can't beat them up, let's form Voltron. So once you wear them down, there's a whole sequence that you have to execute together. That basically they're quick time events that you execute together. And then once you formed Voltron, each player gets to take a turn at choosing what Voltron's attack is, while the other players support them by choosing how powerful that attack is. So if you wanted to, for example, if you wanted to fire rockets at the roe beast, as the leader you choose that using the left stick, and then the other players will be using their sticks to hold into a targeted zone to determine how powerful that rocket attack is. And it's done because nobody wants to play the leg, right? You're just you move the left stick and move the, it just doesn't.
Please kick them.
Yeah, please kick them. And so this way we give everyone a chance to have the full power of Voltron, and it's turn-based too. So you take your turn, and then the roe beast takes their turn, and you have to act together to defend yourselves too. And if you don't act as a team and defend yourself together by it's a quick time event. If you don't work together, then the roe beast will do damage to you. If you do successfully, if everybody successfully defends, you get to do a counter. If only some people defend properly by pressing at the right time, you don't do a counter, you just take less damage. So it's sort of balancing. The trick is you've got 5 people playing who may not even know each other at all, and trying to find a way that's really easy for them to pick up quickly what's going on.
How long is the game?
It depends on who you're playing with. If you're, I play with my son who's 7. We got through in about 7 hours. In local co-op, I'd say if you're playing with more people, and what difficulty you're playing on, there's 4 different difficulty levels, and I was playing on Nanny, which is the lowest level. And Nanny, the series, Nanny's the she's the took care of Princess Allura,
Nice. I like that.
all the way up to Beast mode, which is crazy, insane, and so. If you play through Nanny mode, I'd say, like I did with my son, probably about 5 to 7 hours of play. We got the voice actors, so they're all in there. And in fact, we play cuts from each of the episodes in the series to set up the story, and then throughout the gameplay, they're the voice actors.
So it's like a really, scene for scene almost, you can even say it's like just reliving the whole entire series.
Exactly.